In this video, we're going to be looking at some of the more advanced techniques to using the radius selection tool. This is a follow-up to the how-to number 2, which covered the basics of using a radius selection in a count. So if you haven't already done so, I'd recommend that you check out that video prior to watching this one. With that said, let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is how to manually select a location if, say, the address that you were searching for couldn't be found. So I've already got a count started, and I'm ready to enter in my geography. So I'm going to click radius. Now, instead of putting in an address here, I'm just going to put in a street. And click find. So now what it's done is it's taking me to the general area and zoomed quite a ways out that it thinks that I'm looking for, and it's also telling me that the exact address couldn't be found. So what I can do here is use the map itself to pan around and zoom in and manually find the location. So I'm going to zoom in a few levels here. And we'll just pick, say, this intersection. And to do that, all I have to do is click the Select Location button. And now you'll notice that your mouse cursor changes to a crosshair. And you simply click the spot on the map that you want. And it places the place mark there for you, and you're ready to go. Now all I have to do is select my miles. And from this point, it's exactly as it was before. You can enter in a key code. Click apply. And update your count. It's just that simple. Now the next feature I'm going to show you is how to exclude an area from your count. Exclusions can be done on any type of geography selection, but we'll be specifically looking at the radius again. So I'm going to remove the selection we just did. Start from a clean slate. Now I'll click radius again to add a new radius selection. Enter in our address. Click find. And we'll go ahead and select, say, a 4-mile radius. And a key code. Click apply. So now we have one 4-mile radius selection added on our count. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click radius again. I'm going to enter in the same address. Click find. I'm going to zoom out just a little so that we can see that the ring that we just added, our 4-mile radius. This time I'm going to pick 1 mile. Zoom out a little. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to exclude this selection. And by doing that, what I'm going to end up with is sort of a donut radius selection here that has this centerpiece removed or excluded. Update count. A little over 34,000 households. And we can go to the count report and verify that it's done what I think it's done by doing a count by distance. And what we should see here is we have no records that are included in that first mile. So let's jump back to our geography, and we'll go ahead and remove these. The last sort of advanced feature that I'd like to cover is how to upload a file that has several radius selections in it. And in order to do that, all we really need is a simple text file like this one that has each of our locations and how many miles we'd like to go out around each of those locations. It's just a simple comma delimited file. You can use any text editor to create it, Notepad. You could also use Excel to create it and then save that out as a comma separated file. Just briefly talk a little bit about the format of this file. The first column is the key code that's going to be placed on each selection, followed by your address, city, state, zip, and then lastly is how many miles you want to go out around that location. And they don't all have to be the same. Each one could be a different radius. So let's come back to our account, and this time I'll choose File Upload. And from Geography Type, I'm going to choose Multi-Location Radius. Browse for our file. And click the Upload button. So it's pulled in each of those locations from my file and geocoded each one. And it's determined that one of them, it couldn't find specifically the address. And it's giving me the option here to correct that before I go any further. So I can hit Find. And I believe in this particular case, this zip code is wrong. So I'm going to try just removing the zip code, hitting Find again, and yes, there you go. So now it's found it, and it's showing me the ring. So I can click Apply. It takes me back to this confirmation screen again, and now they're all check marks, so we're good to go. I click Continue. So now it's built the geography for all 15 of those radius selections and now added each of them to my count. And if you click on Change on any one of these to go in and view it, you'll actually be able to see all of your locations plotted out with their mileage rings around them, and you can zoom out quite a ways and see where each one is, like so. Click back. If we update a count on this, now these counts will take a little longer than some of the others that we've seen because it's a much larger area to cover. And there we have it, a little over 293,000 households. And at this point you could continue, add some demographics and all the other options that we've already seen. So that shows you some of the advanced techniques to using the radius selection tool, and hopefully gives you a little idea of the power and the flexibility that's available. So I encourage you to stop by AmericanClearinghouse.com and give it a try for yourself. Thank you.